In the name of the warrior, I charge you to be brave. In the name of the father, I charge you to be just. In the name of the mother, I charge you to defend the innocent.
Your Grace, I know my brother.
Like you knew your sister.
Daenerys Targaryen would be the queen of all the kingdoms at TVSins, mainly because she has dragons in. I'm not f***ing with the dragon, but also because of this line of dialogue.
Yup, this pretty much confirms that the TVSins writers are basically just mindless idiots who love seeing big dragons and don't give a shit about a good story, which explains why they've been removing sins during Season 8.
The things we do for love.
If Bran is doing a callback to the first episode of Season 1, it would have been more accurate to say the things you do for love. But since I'm pretty sure this is reference to the English rock band 10cc, I'd be remiss if I didn't critique his complete lack of melody while delivering this lyric.
So that joke fell flat on its stupid face. Also, that whole sin was just totally pointless nitpicking, and he's failing to understand that Bran is directly quoting what Jaime said in Season 1, making it moot anyway.
This drab interior. Just because the color palette is appropriate for the story and setting doesn't make it any less of a sin.
Yes it does. I mean, you literally just said that it's appropriate for the setting and story, so how the actual fuck nugget is it still somehow a sin?
I suspect one of you will be wearing this before it's all over.
I mean, probably not the exact thing Tyrion is wearing.
That's racist.
It wants us to believe that Gendry is doing work here, but aside from looking contemptuously at someone actually doing work and touching everything once, all he's done is a little polite hammering and quenched his steel well before he has made anything resembling a weapon.
What the hell? So the premise of this sin is that Gendry isn't actually doing any work, but then he proceeds to talk about the different things Gendry is doing that the episode shows us, all of which qualify as work. This sin is just incredibly stupid.
It's not so much that they built the thirst trap, it's all the runtime they're wasting on the foreplay.
Everything wrong with the Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, ladies and gentlemen. Gendry is attractive.
How many?
Few.
What are they like?
Really bad.
Even a Smith's apprentice can do better than really bad.
Thank you, Arya. Thought I was gonna have to send these non-answers.
Death, that's what they're like.
Never mind, I still do.
What? How is death a non-answer? Out of all of the horrendous dialogue in this season, this line actually makes sense.
This guy's wearing a backpack. Not a pack fastened to his back, just a modern-day backpack.
Are you trying to say that they didn't have backpacks in the Dark and Middle Ages? What the hell?
Together again.
Episode reminds us we never got a Jaime and Tyrion spin-off sitcom where they're forced to be roommates because of the new tax laws passed in Bravos. But this sparks an idea to form a band, and they get to play sets at the local bar where they meet an unruly but funnily group of assholes.
A whole bunch of unfunny bullshit.
Girls' mouth around my...
Alright, I'll admit this is a line we all laughed at in Season 1, but the show acts like this is a catchphrase and not something he said to get out of a jam that one time.
If the episode is showing you that these characters are both familiar with the phrase, then that means they've both heard it several times before. Look, the callbacks to previous seasons are definitely sinnable, but the way you do it is stupid.
I came to Winterfell because I'm not the fighter I used to be.
Because he's the man with the golden hand!
Discount Jeremy tries to sing in a video cliche.
Now I'm here, half a world away.
And this reminds me, this show has done a piss poor job of explaining the size of this Dyson sphere.
Do you guys really need me to explain why this is a sin? Okay, if you have less than 5 brain cells, you can stop saying yes. Alright, so nobody?
Only survived the Battle of the Bastards.
Reminding me that I'd much rather be rolling commercials on that episode instead of watching this one.
Okay, that episode is better than this one, but it's still not good. This sin is for the TVSins writers thinking the Battle of the Bastards was a good episode because so many people love it, when in reality it's absolutely atrocious.
Alright, I'll defend the crypt then.
Show has 4 episodes left after this one, and it's wasting precious time on scenes like this. I get why fans complained, but I think they may have been complaining about the wrong things.
No, the fans complained about pretty much everything, which was exactly correct. Everything fucking sucks in this season.
Oh wow, we're getting a heartfelt reunion of, you know, these people. Why are there so many names to keep up with? We have limited mental space here.
Oh, I'm well aware of that, but just because you're stupid doesn't mean the show is making a mistake.
We had to travel around them to get here.
So they took a longer route but still arrived before the Night King? Show thinks the White Walkers are making time to stop and smell the corpses.
Thank you, Aaron. That's actually a very good sin. Take one back, damn it.
Show forgets that we as viewers have been preparing for this battle for 7 seasons, and doesn't think that we might find it absurd that our protagonists have waited for the final few hours before the battle to form a plan.
Holy shit, that's 2 good sins in a row. Is this video actually kind of good?
Follow his command. If he falls, getting to him may be our best chance.
This band of heroes rests their entire plan on this single theory. They don't even come up with a contingency plan just in case the Death Star-sized plot convenience turns out not to be true.
I agree that it's a dumb plot point that basically just exists to let the heroes win, but I'm sinning you for saying that they're relying on it because, first of all, it's their best shot, and second of all, they know about the stupid hive mind thing because of an earlier god-awful episode. I also just want to make it clear that I'm not defending the show in any way, I'm just trying to make this video work.
What does he want? An endless night?
Mixing up your Agatha Christie with your George R.R. Martin, it's easier to do than you think. Game of Thrones is essentially And Then There Were None with dragons and incest.
Discount Jeremy makes a pop culture reference that isn't a sin of the episode cliche.
He wants to erase this world, and I am its memory.
Even if I, for the moment, disregard how much I believe this motivation to be complete bullshit, their plan still hinges on the Night King trying to snuff out Bran mid-battle. And considering he's waited 7 seasons to come south of the Wall at all, it's fair to assume he's a patient man.
This sin has some dumb shit. First, the Night King didn't simply wait to go south of the Wall, he physically couldn't go south of the Wall because of the Wall and its magic. It had to be destroyed before he could pass it. And second, the motivation isn't necessarily the greatest in the world, but out of all the dumb things in this season, it's far from the worst, and makes a relatively decent amount of sense.
Your memories don't come from books.
No one's memory comes from a book, unless the memory's about the time you were reading a book. But even then, it didn't really come from a book as much as it is about a book.
So this sin is one of those times where Discount Jeremy purposefully misinterprets a line in order to force a sin out of it, and in this season especially, that's incredibly stupid, seeing as there are so many things you could be sinning right now.
I took this castle from you. Let me defend you now.
Using the reason someone shouldn't trust you is the reason that they should trust you.
Pointing things out on the screen.
Survive the fist of the first men.
The third, fourth, and fifth men are when it really becomes a test of wills.
Unfunny joke is unfunny.
That's how I got so strong. Giant's milk.
Tormund is the best part of this episode.
That fake-ass laugh.
Come on, Tormund, you've got to turn the horn 90 degrees when you get to the bottom, or the air bubbles will rise and cause the contents to spill out. Someone didn't study their beer fest.
Sins like these are super annoying because they're not legitimate criticism, they're not funny, and they're not satirical, so they're really just a waste of time.
Arise, Brienne of Tarth, a knight of the 7 kingdoms.
Roll commercials.
Okay, I'm glad he didn't remove a sin for this scene because I've seen people praise it before, even though it's horrible, but he missed the real sin, which is that Jaime forgot half the fucking gods during his knighting of Brienne.
Oh, I see. Running away, eh? You yellow bastard! Come back here and take what's coming to you! I'll bite your legs off!